time we'll spend. We'll take it to the Delta, to the gray and white shores. There's so much to see and do. Mississippi outdoors, the great outdoors. Mississippi outdoors, the great outdoors. Mississippi outdoors, the great outdoors. Mississippi outdoors.
Welcome to Mississippi Outdoors. I'm Amanda Mills.
And I'm Kevin Meacham. Thanks for joining us. Amanda, you enjoy the outdoors, right?
Absolutely.
And so do many ladies across the state. Today we're going to join 4 ladies on a turkey hunt in Benton County, right on the Tennessee line.
Oh, wow.
And the flowers are blooming and the turkeys are gobbling.
Hi, I'm Lakeisha Woodard, and I'll be hosting my first ladies hunt here in Ashland, Mississippi. I have some amazing women who will be joining me. I have Antonia Okafor Cover, Bianca James, and Liberty Austin. And I'm gonna show these girls what it means to get a Mississippi longbeard. You know, it's not as easy as it seems, so we're really gonna have to put in some work. We'll see how it goes, and welcome to Mississippi, ladies.
I was raised in Georgia. I didn't come from a family that hunts. It's something I kind of picked up. I'm a nurse. I got 2 children. I'm either working or fishing or hunting. That's really just about it. Well, it was pretty exciting when I got off a plane and came straight to the lodge. Within a couple hours, we saw a couple gobblers crossing in the field directly downhill from here. And we've really kind of been working those birds in that area. The next morning we got up and we heard them hammering hard straight off the roost in front and in the back. It's a very good area for birds. They're around here, but that's turkey hunting for you. You never know what they're gonna do. They're almost like seasonal weather, back and forth.
When the ladies came, I already told them that they were gonna have to do the Mississippi Shuffle. And what is the Mississippi Shuffle? The Mississippi Shuffle is when you do a pop, pop, bang on a Mississippi longbeard and a celebration dance after the kill.
Looking around that corner would be a good move, just kind of get an idea of the layout. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're just gonna head on back out. We're gonna go back to the cabins and see if we can kind of regroup.
The weather's kind of wet, but I think that's going to make it better for today, so hopefully we'll get one today. So I saw a turkey far out strutting, but he wouldn't come in. So we tried to call him, and nothing.
They're coming. You gotta vote for them too.
Let's do it from here. It was really exciting. That's the first time I've ever crawled on the ground for a turkey. We walked so much, we crawled. It was a beautiful turkey. Just this close, feel it. So hopefully this afternoon we'll come get him.
walking away. He's walking away. You better shoot him.
It's too far.
It's too far for a shot. We got back out here this afternoon, and we had a nice long beard coming in from the top of the field. Came in all the way down to the field, massive, and came in about 80 yards, and I don't know what's up. His crow started firing off right behind us, and he just beeline for the woods. So the storm's coming in, it's getting pretty nasty, so we're gonna wrap it up for the evening and hope for tomorrow. We are on the third day of our all-ladies hunt in Benton County, Mississippi. We had some birds here yesterday. We've had some weather come in. We're gonna get a break in the weather, so we're gonna see what we can do. Unfortunately, Chris had to head home, so we're gonna be going with Lakeisha today. And Lakeisha, got something to say?
Oh yeah, I heard that you all had so much action going on the other day, so I had to come and check it out for myself. I couldn't let y'all get all the birds without me getting some of the action, you know, so we're gonna get out here and hopefully Bianca gets her one, and next time you see us, we'll have a turkey.
Henry, there's some long bears right behind us. It's one right behind us. About to get my gun ready. They're right behind us. Do you see them? Yeah, I got them.
He gone. You got him. You got him.
Mississippi longbeard on the ground. You know, sometimes you just have to get them how you can, and I came out here, it was just a blessing just to be able to go ahead and take one on this hunt, this women's hunt. I didn't have the best camera shot, but sometimes you have to take this shot when the opportunity presents itself. I'm hosting a women's hunt, so it was a bonus just to get out here this morning and go ahead and take a turkey.
This is my first time in Mississippi just visiting, and it's also my first turkey hunt. This has been a great opportunity that Lakeisha and Henry Woodard invited me to. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have this experience. So it's been amazing to be picked to have this experience with them.
Actually, that might be a copper, but I can't tell. On the left, he's kind of walking away from us. He just went over the hump. Go ahead, put it up. Go ahead. All right, put it at the base of his neck. Whenever you're ready. Go ahead.
You did it,
Go, hey, get down on your bird. Go on. Go on in, let me show you. Look. Look how beautiful it is.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Ain't that pretty?
Yeah.
Ain't that beautiful?
Wow. Look at that.
Look at all those colors. Look at
Yeah.
that.
It's just.
That's what
the
it's all
palette,
about.
Like, you can't get better than nature when it comes to colors. Just.
What do you think about this show he put on?
Oh. I'm glad that we waited just for that. Just for that. It was worth it. It was worth it. I was getting impatient, but I'm so glad I waited and got to see that whole show.
Right.
So.
You know, it was amazing that how it played out. It wasn't
easy. We had to work for it.
Oh, yeah.
And it all came together on the last day.
And just how everything went together is just, I couldn't have asked for a better experience just to have watching that hen over there and then moving my eyes because I'm not supposed to be moving my head, moving my eyes, and then seeing the whole herd over here and then just seeing him.
Right.
You know?
A lot of times they'll just be all dark, but even the color of these spurs, that pearl-looking color.
Okay.
That's beautiful. He's probably, I would think he's probably about a 2-year-old turkey.
Okay.
But I mean, just look at that.
Wow. Look at that.
Women are becoming more and more active in the outdoors, and our next story is proof of that. Longleaf Plantation is the site of a ladies' quail hunt that may teach the men a thing or two.
I've got two Brittany Spaniels, Pippi, she's about 2 years old, Sassy's about 18 months old. I started them both at about 4 months, and they've turned into really good bird dogs, I think. Longleaf has been in business for about 50 years now, providing folks with quail, pheasant, and chukar hunts. Our season starts around October 1st and ends at the end of March. We have a lot of great opportunities for families and corporate guests to come out and have a good time. The main point is to have a good time in the outdoors.
Stand like this, okay? Yeah. And then lean on your left, on this neck, okay? Mount your gun, and then you're gonna lean into, you see where my face is? See it? Try that. Put your weight on your left foot, baby. Yeah. See the difference if your face is way down there? Does it feel comfortable there? Good.
Okay, if it's close. Girl.
Nice job.
Good girl, Piggy. Okay, come around. Okay.
You ready to be on the outside?
I think I do better on this side.
Right there.
Nope.
That was unexpected. This is fantastic. I like this.
I just started hunting about 4 years ago. This will be my 4th year. So
What do you think about it?
I love it. Created a monster. Good job, Beth.
Sassy.
Y'all all need to congratulate her. Yay! Oh, it's on the ground. Okay, you ready, June? I'm ready.
Nice shot. There you go, Miss Beth. Heads up. You just said something about getting your head down.
The quail is just so erratic with its pattern, and when you have a huge amount of quail in a covey that flies, you think you can just shoot up in the middle of them, but you can't do that either. You have to pick one and concentrate on that bird and pull the trigger. The action, the dogs, the walking, outdoors. To see a dog work like you see these dogs at Longleaf is amazing. If someone has not experienced this, and June and I both have some ladies we shoot with, and we'll go back and tell them how the dogs have worked and how fun the guys are. But just being outside in God's creation and playing with the dogs and shooting, it's a game, and we like to play games.
These two have always propped their feet in the water. That's our cripple. Good catch. Get that bird. Sassy, bring it here. That was a good shot for you.
Come on, Bess, you got to help me.
Sassy, Sassy.
Pick up two.
Pick up one. So far.
Well, there's another one.
Did? One back.
Oh, they did? Okay.
There's more of that live.
Is there a live one over here?
Come on, then. Good girl.
Well, we know who's in the best shape around here is our guide. I have to thank Mississippi Wildlife, Mississippi Outdoors, and my dear mentor, Becky, for inviting me today. This is great, and Longleaf has been just wonderful to us today. Seeing 3 or 4 birds come up at a time, you can choose the one you want to shoot at, and you have to make a commitment when you're shooting quail because they're so fast.
It was so much fun. It was my first time. These guys were great. It was just so much fun, so exciting. The dogs were there, exciting. It was just a lot of fun. Becky was great. She was a great teacher, mentor. She taught me what to do, how to hold the gun, how to stand. She's great. I definitely want to come again.
You know, pond management is vital when it comes to building the right habitat to get your place ready to go fishing.
In this story, the Department of Wildlife, Fisheries and Parks is working to make your time on the water the best it can be.
Oftentimes when we're providing technical guidance to private landowners, we'll recommend, if they want to fertilize, we'll recommend that they go ahead and get a soil test and find out what the pH of their soil is on their lake. If the lake is somewhat acidic, oftentimes it wants to hold the nutrients down in the mud. And so we apply this agricultural lime throughout the water body to try to buffer the pH. We're trying to enhance the base of the food chain, and it starts with phytoplankton. If you've ever seen a pond that was very green, that's just billions and billions of single-cell plants that we call phytoplankton. When you have a lot of phytoplankton in the water column, you end up growing what's called zooplankton, which are microscopic little bugs, little animals in the water that every time a fish spawns, the translucent little fry that hatch out of the egg, they're eating that zooplankton. And so the more zooplankton you have out there, the more successful each and every spawn is, the more small fish there are out there, and they feed the intermediate to medium-sized fish all the way up the chain. If you don't lime, your bloom will maybe want to fall out too fast, and you have to use too much fertilizer to maintain a good bloom throughout the growing season. It helps enhance the fishery from the base of the food chain up. Outside of liming and fertilizing, we recommend that people have structure in shallow, medium, and deep water, whether that's artificial structure that you construct or whether that's hardwoods that you cut from the property and put in. You just need to have some sort of cover for young of the year fish and for adult fish throughout the course of the year. Aquatic vegetation is actually one of the best kinds of habitat that you can have in a pond. We recommend that you maintain 15 to 20% coverage in islands along the shoreline of good native aquatic vegetation. Native aquatic vegetation is going to provide not only structural habitat, but habitat for supplemental forage for fish such as crawfish and insects and frogs.
Got a couple volunteers here.
Shocking is a term they use to describe electrofishing, and what electrofishing does is it puts a current into the water that will stun the fish. We're standing there with nets, we'll net the fish, put them into the boat, they come back to moving around in the live well, and we'll assess them. We'll weigh them, measure them, check them for any signs of disease, and then we just put them right back in the water. And what that does is it lets us see the assemblage of the fishery. It'll let us know if there's too many of one type or not enough, or if they're too small for their age, or if they're all the same size, or not enough of a certain species. It'll let us know if there's not enough bait fish to sustain the large predatory fish. And it's a way for us to tell you how to manage your fish population, to see what you should do to better the population of your fishery. So if there's a state lake or a public water body where there is regulation on the number or size of bass that you can catch, it's because we've been out there and we've sampled it, and we know this is what's safe to take from this system without harming your fishery. You can do the same thing with private ponds as well. You can look at it and say, okay, I've got too many of this type of fish or too many of the same size fish, and this is what I need to do to correct that issue. A lot of people don't realize that the proper way to manage your pond is to actually harvest your fish, and they practice catch and release. For the most part in Mississippi, our growing population, our growing season is so long that you don't want to release all your bass back into your pond. 90% of the ponds that we have here go into what is called bass crowding, which is where all the bass go into the same size group. So you'll have a pond completely full of 1 to 1.5 bass that are less than 14 inches long. And maybe once a year you'll catch a big bass. And that's because all of your pond, all of your resources are being used up by this one size of fish. So some of those fish could be a year old, some of those fish could be 5 years old, but the resources have not allowed them to grow larger. So the only way to correct that issue is to actually harvest your fish. You want to take those small bass out of your pond so that it allows the others to grow larger. Y'all, that's all the time we have for this week. Hope you enjoyed our show.
Join us again next week and every week for more exciting adventures. Until then, I'm Kevin Meacham.
And I'm Amanda Mills. See ya outdoors.
hunting and fishing the land. Time is time well spent.